I want to do a video on what trees have to be watered here at Frog Valley Farm and what trees don't. So trying to populate this property with trees, all the different species that I wanted, was a real problem. And as you know, all you plant hoarders know of tropical fruit trees, that it's really hard now. And so I bought a lot of our trees as 3 gallons from nurseries. All of them, I don't buy large trees. The only large tree I bought was one achacha from Flying Fox Fruit in a root pruning pot. That's our fruiting achacha now, but technically it wasn't that large now that I think of it. About it, but it wasn't that much money. It was it's fruiting. Thank you, Adam. Anyway, so all of our trees that we bought is 3 gallons. We connected to water except for mangoes. We've never watered any of our mangoes. They don't need water here. And all of our nursery bought trees were conventionally started. We're organic certified, we're biodynamic certified, and we're real organic project certified. It's a real pain in the ass is what it is. But it's the only way I could get taken seriously. And I'm glad I did it, because you can't trust people to do the right thing when it comes to money, unfortunately. So if they can make money, they'll say it's organic. I've seen it happen here because it's really easy to check the organic integrity database in real time. And you go to the farmer's market in Vero Beach, and lo and behold, the organic sellers aren't certified, they aren't organic growers, so their farm isn't listed. At least that's how it was in the past. I don't go there anymore. I used to over a year ago, but since COVID I don't. Back to the what we water and what we don't water. Sorry. We don't water any seed-grown trees, which is the majority of our trees now. And all the nursery-grown trees that need water here, that are now large trees, large fruiting trees, they're still on water. I'm afraid to cut them off. But in Florida, I turn the water on. Here we turned it on January 1st, and it's on artesian drip, and I alternate between like 4 or 5 rotations per group. Anyway, that's another story. This is a Inga spectabilis. It's never had any water. It didn't mind the freeze. Of course, it is under this beautiful live oak tree that is very old. Thank you, tree. And, yeah, it's under it. And it's been in the ground about a year. And you see how I plant my seeds. I just plant them when they're very young. But what I've started doing, because I mix seeds together, all my tropical fruit seeds, and grow them in the same pot when I can. If I have a group of seeds to plant, I put them all in the same pot, large pot, and that's how I grow them. So what I've started doing last year when I planted this is, this tree had Garcinia intermediate seeds in here. And you can see them, they're there. There's the Inga spectabilis, and there's the Garcinia intermedia right here. And there's another Garcinia intermedia right here. Now that they've proven that trees don't compete with each other, with other plants, for nutrients, which I always have known for a long time. And the plant, all these plants, the more that can grow together successfully in a close proximity is better. That's how you build soil. And sure, there's trees being watered near here. I mean, that's like 20 feet away. So technically this has a long taproot. There's no reason why Ingus spectabilis shouldn't be able to, or all Ingas, which I found, be able to grow without being watered. But the key, I believe, and I'm sure it is inoculating them with a super good quality fermented compost, meaning a compost system that hasn't been turned, that's aged over a year, basically, and then use it. And we start all our seeds. We've been doing this we've been doing a fermented compost for over 2 years now, 2 years and 3 months. And we've been doing the Johnson Sioux modified system for about a year, I guess. It's more than a year and 3 months. And it really works. And if seeds that you'd save, like Annona seeds, or that you get dry and they come in perlite, well, sprinkle a little compost in that perlite mix, a quality compost, fermented quality compost, because you want it fungally dominant. You want to make sure it's a quality product. And that guarantees the tree will be able to work with its sociobiome to feed itself in the wild. Imagine that, trees being able to take care of themselves in the wild. I don't know why that's such a novel thing, especially in a place called Florida. It's just kind of weird to me. But all of our trees, seed-grown trees, we don't water them. Cha-chas, full sun, jaboticaba seedlings, full sun. We do have this tall cover, which is what you want. You want the tall, biodiverse cover. That's the key. This is the key. This is the ticket to your success. Not a pile of wood chips with no plants underneath. Not a pile of wood chops, wood chops. That's what they are, wood chops. With, this doesn't get water. Cuttings started organically by my friend, thank you. Oh, perfect, Chiang Mai 60. Boy, these things put out the mulberries and the bugs. Is that seeds? Sure looks like it. Sorry, Frank, I'm gonna throw them in my space. But yeah, mangoes, of course, I've said don't need water, period. They do not need water. But when you buy a nursery grown, chemically started trees, there's some that just, I don't know, I know the brand, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't wanna hurt people's feelings. But there's brands that get mentioned that the trees kind of won't make it, but all my nursery grown trees, like from Zills and Excalibur and Pine Island, they make it. But what you have to do with your 3-gallon nursery, because the smaller you can get it, the better. You don't want to buy the huge giant tree. That's just the trees that nobody else bought that they up pot. It's like, no. So your small tree that you buy, your 3-gallon tree, you need to, if you want to grow organically, you need to kickstart their biology, because they don't know how to cycle nutrients. They didn't have their seeds imprinted, and you're probably going to have to water that tree. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I don't want to experiment and see if I could get away without. Well, I know mangoes you don't. So, but the other stuff, that like a guava like this, and your garcinias and your ice cream beans and stuff like that, they might be addicted to water for the rest of their life. I don't know. I can't really experiment because I'm not allowed to too much. We got to have fruit to sell, which is happening this year. And so anybody into biodynamic mangoes, we have them. And cacao does not need water. Here, not the healthiest looking cacao, but it's just coming off winter and we're still in a drought phase here. But they're very healthy, and that's the difference between seed grown and nursery grown, if you want to grow it successfully in an organic system. You got to grow them from seed, really, and they catch up. I mean, you're going to wait 5 years, no matter if it's a grafted tree or a seed-grown tree, usually. So, at least that's been my experience. I don't know if that's because I switched everything to biology, and they just don't have the ability to find the nutrients successfully. I have a feeling the healthier your soil gets, the better. Bananas, we do not water bananas. We've never watered bananas. They don't get water. Heck no. These are bananas to go to a regenerative grocery store in Pittsburgh, PA, I believe, in a couple years. So yeah, we don't water them. Dry farmed fruit, and especially fruit, has been shown to be superior taste than non-dry farm fruit. So that's why we do it. It's all that work they have to do with the biology that creates the flavor in the fruits. We do it for a reason. It's all done for a reason, all of this. A little citrus. No water for those. This achacha on water. Some achachas, I swear to God, or garcinias in general, they just go into suspended animation, it seems. And these are the commercial ones, the ones you buy at the nursery. The organic ones that gets inoculated, and this is a kumquat, no water. Pretty healthy looking tree. And then we have cacaos. They're just starting to do their thing, coming back from the severe storm we have. This right here is a koloch. Very rare tree, and perhaps our rarest, or maybe the Patinoa almaroa is our rarest, since we only have one left, but we have 2 of those kolochs. But the cacao, no water, nothing's being watered around here. It's a seed, inoculated, biologically inoculated seeds that you grow will determine the success of your organic farm in the future, or organic yard. And why? If it's so easy, isn't everyone doing it? Like, this is a chacha seed grown, and it's going to pass up that this is one of Raul's superior Select from his friend from Bolivia. And I must say, Selecto is superior in growth. But maybe it's just because they were the first to be inoculated and grown with the biological inoculants, which is our fermented compost we make. You have to make compost, and you have to make it correctly. You can't just have a pile of wood chips and throw some chicken manure at the top, and that's not correct. It's not that hard to figure out. You gotta, this is a key lime from Michael C. off Tropical Fruit Forum. I was looking for key limes years ago, and he sent me some, they were like bare root when they got here. Tiny little things. I was so thankful for them. It's the only ones I could find. He obviously started them organically because it's in the ground now for a couple years, and I have at least 4 that are still alive, and all different types. He wasn't sure what they were, but this cacao tree I put on water, even though it was seed grown by me, but I had it off water for 2 years, and maybe the health of our system wasn't there when I first started, I still mowed for 2 years. And then I took a bunch of classes and figured out, oh, this system. It's like an indigenous system is what it is. I think everyone can learn it automatically. I think it's possible for you to be, a symbiont of your sociobiome, which is your system. And it requires eating healthy and not having any pollutants in your diet. But anyway, this is an intermedia, which is on water, but then here's a Coloc, no water. This area gets some standing water sometimes, but it drains out very quickly. I'm talking if you got 20 inches of rain or 10 inches of rain, it will puddle for about 4 inches deep for a couple hours until the rain stops. So cha-cha, no water. You don't have to water biologically inoculated seeds if you have a soil health management system to plant your seeds into. It all works together. You know, you have to do all of it. You can't do part of it. Part of it doesn't cut it. This is a Garcinia dulcis. No water. Nothing gets water. This was a store-bought cha-cha that gets water, and it sure doesn't look as healthy as that other one. Here's a key lime, maybe. Greening free citrus. Hey. Yeah. How do you do that? Well, pay attention and you might be able to figure it out. This is another citrus, sweet orange. I don't know, something. I don't mark them. I shouldn't walk in here. I just wanted to show you. Anyway, I just wanted to do a video on what we have to water and what we don't have to water and why, and hopefully I puked all this information up for everyone. Grow organically, it works in Florida. It's good for you and it's good for the environment.